Good evening. Good evening. How are y'all today? Well, there was no court in YSL today. There are a bunch of rumors flying around. Some I wanted to address. Rumor is that Nichols, Nicole Moreland's client, took a plea deal, and they're waiting to hear back from um, Fannie Willis, and that there are other defendants working on plea deals. I cannot see Brian Steele taking a plea deal. The only plea deal I think he would offer is time served, no felonies, and that's the only thing I can see Brian Steele taking, and Max Shart. And I think the trial will continue. You have these corrupt, bumbling prosecutors that actually think they are winning, which is crazy on itself, because they have proved no proof that there's a RICO. What they have proved is a bunch of individuals had gone out and committed crimes, and then after they committed the crimes, they went to Jeffrey Williams' house. Well, that doesn't make him a ringleader. That doesn't put him in charge of anything if some people come and spend time at his house. It's the individuals that are responsible for committing the crimes. And I just don't see Jeff or Brian Steele falling on his sword. He's not that type of attorney that he's going to fall on his sword for anything or anybody. Uh, on a different venue, Ashley Merchant won her lawsuit against Fannie Willis. Judge Krause excoriated Fannie Willis's attorney, Miss Monroe, told her the reason we are here is because Dexter Bond had an Ashley Merchant rule where he did not allow anybody to talk to her. And that's just wrong. it's it's not only wrong, it's unethical. And for the Judge Krause, to sit there and tell Miss Monroe, Fannie Willis's lawyer, that the reason we are here is because Dexter Bond refused to give documents to Ashley Merchant. Dexter Bond is the document custodian. It's his job when people request um, documents to provide them the documents if they're available, and you know to that it's not Dexter Bond's job to look at why they want the documents. They've requested it, and it's his job as custodian of records to provide it if they're available. That's his job. But he stated in court in front of Judge Krause, and he was very aggressive towards Ashley Merchant. And he stated the Ashley Merchant rule is he doesn't talk to her, he won't call her, he won't communicate with her for any reason. And Judge Krause slammed the lid on that and ruled in Ashley Merchant's favor, said that she's going to rework the number of hours spent in the case, that she thought that $300 an hour was a fair price because She did not use the rates in Fulton County, which are much higher. I think the rates in Fulton County are like $500 an hour. So that's that. That's coming. It's just I can't see Judge Whitaker, even though I do like Judge Whitaker, and let me state why I like her, is because she lets the defense make their arguments. Judge Glanville would tell the defense lawyers when they got up to object, sit down and shut up. Told Max Sharp that he denied his motion because he didn't like how it was written and that he needed to come and talk to him when he made his motions so that he could word it for him. I just went live just now just to give a recap on YSL. There was no court today. Supposed to be court tomorrow. It's rumored that several defendants have been working on pleas. Mr. Nichols, which is Nicole Moreland's client, Thugger Daily said that he has accepted a plea and that there's two others. And I'm saying that I cannot see Brian Steele accepting any plea except time served and let me go back here. Time served and that no felonies. And I don't see Fannie Willis accepting that at all. She's stuck on everybody's guilty, everybody gets felonies, and that is not the case. Hey, Bahira. Yeah, there was no court today. Supposed to be court tomorrow. And what I'm saying is some defendants are rumored to have accepted pleas. Nichols is one. But I don't see Brian Steele accepting a plea at all. The only plea that I think he would accept is time served, no felony, and that's all I think that he would accept. Hey, Bahiro, where are you at in Florida? I used to live in Perry. I moved to Montana a year and a half ago. Yeah, we have a varied group. I'm working on it'll be a weekly live session. I'm trying to do it on Saturdays with my buddy JR from JR Dukes, and it'll be an open conversation type deal where there's a topic and him and I as friends just talk about the topic, interact with the chat. Jacksonville Beach. I know where Jacksonville Beach is. Yeah, I used to live in Mayo and then I lived in Perry. You know, what's amazing about this YouTube community is we are from all over the states and some are from other parts of the world. It's just amazing to me how in 3 months' time, Bahira, I started with 10 subscribers, and now I have, I think it's 86 or 87 in 3 months. And I'm just very humbled by it. Attended FAMU. Okay. So either Zach or Bahira, who do you think is going to take pleas? Because Thugger Daily reported that several defendants are working on pleas, and that Nichols has accepted a plea, which is who do you think will take pleas in the YSL trial? It's been reported on Thugger Daily that Nichols took a plea and that he's waiting for Fannie to answer it. I do not think that Brian Steele will take a plea under any circumstances. What I read over the weekend was that he would only accept time served, no felonies, and there was several other strict things. The case, Zach, is about the YSL record label, and this guy named Donovan Thomas, his nickname was Nut. And what I think is not really interesting is not the right word, but Fannie Willis dated Mondo. Mondo is well known to have started YSL, the gang. And Nut is Mondo's friend. And Fannie Willis is prosecuting these individuals for that crime. But I think, and I want to know you guys' thoughts on this, I think that the one who killed Nut is Little Woody, him and Threat, because Little Woody rented the Infinity. Little Woody said he gave the Infinity to Threat. And so they gave Little Woody immunity. So it looks like that they gave immunity to the killer, because Little Woody said that he didn't need to protect Threat anymore because he was no longer with us. This is all stuff that Woody testified to on the stand, that he didn't need to protect Threat anymore, that he was no longer with us. And then if you look at the ex parte meeting, Woody basically confessed. He said in that meeting, I did these crimes. That's a confession. Am I right? If you say, I did these crimes, to me, you're confessing to the crime. And in the ex parte meeting, um, little Woody said, I did these crimes. So, because he was going to plead the fifth, so they gave him immunity, which was a dumb thing. They should have found out why he was going to plead the fifth, what he was seeking protection from. And so I think they gave the killer immunity. Yes, I agree, Bahira. Fannie wants to win at all costs. It has put the judge under pressure to not follow the law. I agree with that 100%. Not only does Fannie want to win at all costs, she's connected. She dated Mondo. Nut was Mondo's friend. Right. I think that Montauk's lawyer should be disbarred. He's a disgrace. I mean, I was watching that whole hearing, and now there's different sides to what Whitaker did. Part of me says that Whitaker gave Montauk a break because she said that she viewed this as perjury. Perjury is 10 years. If you commit perjury in Georgia, it's 10 years. I lived in Valdosta before I moved to Florida. Perjury in Florida and Georgia is 10 years. He got 5 because she told Montauk's lawyer, who's a piece of trash in my view, that it wasn't a technical violation, that she viewed it as perjury. And if you view it as perjury, then you look at what the crime would be, what the sentence would be for perjury, and the sentence for perjury in Georgia is 10 years. So he got 5. But then her snarky comment kind of pissed me off when she said, well, I recognize that you've turned your life around and that I hope that this won't turn you in the wrong direction. Well, crying out loud, he has turned his life around. He has walked away from crime, started his own business. He has a family that he's providing for. And I think her snarky comment just kind of pushed me the wrong way. But overall, I think she's a better judge than Glanville, because Glanville was yelling at the defense attorneys. They would stand up and object. He would tell them, sit down and shut up. A judge should never tell an attorney to sit down and shut up. You know what I'm saying? You should not ignore anything, but you should follow the law. And I think that someone has got to judge Whitaker, because when she started this, she wasn't wishy-washy like this. She told the prosecutors, the state, that they had 0 more chances. Well, now we get down to this last week where she just really I call it mouthed off to the state and told them she's trying to fix their sloppiness. Well, that's not her job. Her job is to follow the law, to call balls and strikes, you know. And I think that what may happen is that there may be a motion to recuse because she said, I'm trying to fix your mistakes. That means that she has thrown her bias towards the state. And I think that's wrong. You know, we should not be in a world similar to what I was thinking. The prosecutors want very high conviction rates and prosecute usually because they believe they will acquire convictions. Right. But that's not really the prosecutor's job. The prosecutor's job is justice, justice for the victim, not to win at all costs. Win at all costs is not their job. What Kamala said she could do with the swipe of her pen. Yeah. You know, that's not the prosecutor's job. The prosecutor's job is justice. That if they put someone in jail, judge is so compromised she's giving up her dreams as a Supreme Court justice. Yeah, I think she would make a good Supreme Court justice, but what she's doing in this case, I think will undo it. Because the Supreme Court justice, they don't try cases. They just look at the law. And she's very good at looking at the law. She's very good at looking at the law, and she lets the defense make their arguments. That's one of the reasons why I like her over Glanville, is she lets them make their arguments. She lets them state their objection, lets them state what their objection is. She has chastised the state. Glanville would have never chastised the state. He was in their pocket. That's the way I look at it. And I watched Judge Krause in the Ashley Merchant trial last week. Judge Krause is no nonsense. And she told Fannie's lawyer, Miss Monroe, that the reason why they were there is because Dexter Bond, the custodian of records, refused to provide records, that it was not his job to know why they wanted the records, that it was his job to provide records to who, if they're available, to whomever asked for them, whether it was Ashley Merchant or someone else, that it was his job to provide it, and that he had a Ashley Merchant rule where the rule was that they were not to talk to her by telephone, by email, have any conversations with her at all. And I would bet money that he don't get fired. I would bet money on it. And I would probably win, because that seems to be the attitude of her office is, it's my way or the highway. And when she gets smacked down, of course she'll appeal it. But Judge Krause was very condemning of the Open Records Office. That told them that the defense attorney's office is not immune from open records. Yeah. And, I thank goodness for lawyers like Ashley Merchant that have the money to go after this, because if they will do that to Ashley Merchant, who is a upstanding lawyer in the community, what would they do to us? We're just an average citizen. You know what I'm saying? Oh, excuse me. That's how I just look at this, is what would they do to us if we didn't have someone like Ashley Merchant there fighting for us? What would they do to us? That's right. She also put, last time I checked, it was 1,500 young black men in jail for simple possession. And she fought for them for no bail and to be incarcerated for the max. Right. We would be subjected to their progressive justice. Yeah, who else is here? Anybody that wants to chat is welcome. I can't see a list of who here. I can just see a list of who is making comments. Everybody's welcome. That's one thing about my channel. I don't want my channel to be like some others where you're only allowed to speak if it's the host's point of view. I want to talk to everybody. I want to see where people are, whether it's with the YSL trial or conservative politics or lawfare in general. I want to know, what people are thinking. Yeah, I'm working on that deal with JR for it'll be set up like a conversation among friends. I'm trying to get it to where it's once a week on Saturdays. We both go live and invite each other to our live streams and then just chat about a topic of the day. So, one of the things that I think I watched Candace Owens. She did a deep dive on Kamala's background, and she come up with some pretty interesting stuff. She come up with, now this was information given to her by her own relatives. Her own relatives contacted Candace and gave her information. And one of the most interesting things is Kamala's dad is not black. While he was born in Jamaica, he's half Irish and half Indian from West India. He's a Marxist professor. He teaches Marxist economics. His dad was heavily involved in the slave trade. Kamala did not grow up in Los Angeles. She was born in Los Angeles, and then she was raised in an affluent suburb of Montreal. And she's a manufactured black. They're trying to say that she's black to court the black vote. But I think if they do their own research and look at her background and look at who her father and mother are, I think they would turn away. Her mother was heavily involved in the MK Ultra which the MK Ultra is the communist side of India. She worked in government. I gotta drink some tea. So YSL resumes tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, I think they said. Let me check. Thugger Daily. Hold on, I'm checking something out. Cherry ginger ale. I am English, Irish, French, and American Indian. But we can't prove how much of the American Indian. There's Cherokee on my mom's side and Lakota Sioux on my dad's side, but we can't prove how much. Dogger Daily, here we go. Oops, not W-E-R. Daily, there. Okay, here's what Thugger says. Multiple defendants are open to taking plea deals and have submitted their counteroffers. Now the question is, will the state accept them? No details on specific defendants or offers at this time, just rumors. And that was, he tweeted Rob DiRenzo's tweet. Looking like no court today. Current plan is jury back tomorrow, but that can always change. So much suspense, yeah. Yeah, send me some dessert, Zach. 407 River Street, Miles City, Montana, 59301. I cannot find my portable mic. I'll have to order another one. I really like that one. The volume on it is crystal clear. It's got the professional windsock where I can wear it in the house, outside the house, and it filters out the background noise. And I have two of them, and I cannot find either one of them today, so we're working off the iPad mic. So how does the volume sound, Zach? Okay, so what is this? Apparently, there's 10 of us out here. Suppose if you have a birthday party, no one will show up. Well, if I know about it, I'll wish you a happy birthday. Oh, the question was, how is my volume? I can't find my portable mic. Good. I sent a message to my friend Steph JK, told her that I was live. I'm using the iPad mic, which the iPad mic does good in the house, but then outside it picks up every single noise, the ripple from the koi pond picks up everything. So I like to use them little lavalier mics, which I've got two of them, and when I went to look for them to go live, I couldn't find either one of them. Crazy things. So we'll throw it out there for a topic for discussion. What do you want to talk about, Zach? I want to thank you, Zach, for being a loyal subscriber. And every time I go live, you're always right there. Even if it's weeks in between a live and I go live, you're right there. Menendez case, resentencing. Okay, so I remember the Menendez case. They've been jailed for many decades. They were two teenagers that killed their parents. They killed one parent, and then they waited for the parent to find the parent they killed. I think they killed their mom first, and then waited for their dad to come in and look for their mom, and then killed him. And I think that they should have got the death penalty. You know, you killed your friggin' parents. Not only did you kill them, and then you waited for the other parent to come in and find that parent, and then you killed that one. That's what I remember. Do you remember different, Zach? Um, One of the trials that I'm going to be following, but isn't till next year, is the Moscow, Idaho college murders. You know, Moscow, Idaho is like 400 miles away from me. And those kids, I just feel for their parents because Kaylee Gonzalez told her parents that she was being stalked. And the police told her, just take pictures of him. And the so she would be talking to her mom and say, "Oh, there he is. He's behind me again. I got to stop and take a picture." And then the police said, "Well, they found no proof that she was being stalked." Well, crying out loud, now she's dead. Something isn't right with that whole scenario. And his lawyer is a pain in the neck. She complained and complained and complained about not getting discovery and this and that and the other thing. And then the female prosecutor went through line by line by everything that they have given them. They've given them like 500 gigabytes of, of discovery. She said that the paper discovery alone would equal 64 3-inch binders. The digital discovery would equal 57 3-inch binders. And she went through all the stuff that they've given her. And then, I don't know, she's just a pain. Just, like I said, just a pain. Yeah. She complains and complains and complains. Then when she gets what she wants, she doesn't say, "Thank you, Judge." She complains some more. And this new judge that she got is a no nonsense judge. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but he just said that he will not tolerate them making, and I went back to everything that the prosecutors have done to the defense in the YSL trial. And this judge told them that he will not tolerate them making personal attacks towards the other side. And he just went through a list of everything to me, it was everything in the list of what the prosecutors were doing in the YSL trial. And he said, "I will not tolerate this." So the next hearing, I think, isn't until January. I don't know about that case. If you could give me the name involved in it so I can research it. It looks like there's currently 9 people. I've got a little thing with like a camera eye kind of thing. It has a number next to it. Right now it's 9. It bounces around 9, 8. I think Bahia has left us. Yeah. If you have X, you can send me stuff on X. I'm Sapphire Ridge 59 on X. Well, I'm going to end this now. I need to get some sleep because 9:30 will come early. That will be 7:30 my time. Yeah, typos. I got fat fingers, so I totally understand typos. So we will see you in the morning. Bye for now. Thanks, Zach.